Hello everyone, welcome to day 3 of my Hugs for Love class to go. There are 3 ways to earn my class to go. Options 1 and 2, please make sure to use that host code to earn the class to go for free. When you use that host code, that lets me know that you want this class to go. Option 3 is if your order is over $150, don't use the host code because you're going to earn some Stampin' rewards on that, but you're also going to get the class to go for free, plus a full package of the antique pearls that we are using on all 4 of the projects this week. So if you want that class to go, make sure you shop my online store by January 15th to get the class to go for free. And your kits will be mailed out shortly after that. This is in our brand new mini catalog that just came out, and if you are placing an order to get the class to go for free, please make sure you bump it up to get a Sale-a-Bration item. You start earning Sale-a-Bration items at $60. That is, Sale-a-Bration is our biggest promotion of the year. You get to choose a free item for every $60 you spend. All right. On Monday, we made this adorable little Hershey Kiss box. You can fit 4 Hershey Kisses in there. Yesterday, we made this adorable, beautiful card with these soft pink colors for anybody in your life. And today we are making a true Valentine's Day card. Of course, we're bringing out some fun pinks to do this. So this is the card we're going to make today. So let me just go over our supplies really quick, and then we'll jump into the card. So I have a fresh Freesia card base. This is 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4, just your standard card base. I have a piece of Berry Burst that I have actually embossed with one of our free Sale-a-Bration options. This is an embossing folder, and right now the name of it escapes me. I'm sorry, but it will be listed in the video description. You can earn this embossing folder free with a $60 purchase. In fact, the only way to get this embossing folder is to earn it for free. So make sure that you are checking out that for your Sale-a-Bration option. I have a heart die cut with the Hearts of Elegance dies. These came out in an online exclusive a few months ago, and so I have this giant one die cut in Bubble Bath. We're going to use that. I have a scrap piece of white for our greeting, and I have already used the punch to punch a piece of Blackberry Bliss for our card. So the first thing we're going to do for our card is actually work on our ribbon. So this is a piece of the very vanilla and black check ribbon, but I want to make it coordinate with the card a little bit better. So we're going to use our light Blackberry Bliss Stampin' Blends, and we are going to color that. We're going to color the ribbon. We're going to do this first so that the ribbon has plenty of time to dry. So I'm just going to take my brush tip, and I'm using like the side of my brush tip. I'm not going head on like this. I'm using the side, and I am just going to give this a nice little wash of color. I'm using my light one because Blackberry Bliss is a very concentrated color. It's very dark, and so I'm using the light just so it doesn't overpower it. If you want it to be a little bit darker, you can either add more layers or you can go with a darker marker to begin with. All right, I just flipped it over just to make sure we get those edges. And now I'll turn it to this side. And I'm actually going to kind of hold this with my paper because it's still a little bit wet. And so I don't want to get it all over my fingers. Just make sure you do that. And then I'm just going to flip it over because sometimes the little edges do not get completely covered through the ribbon. All right, so there is our now Blackberry Bliss ribbon, and I'm just going to set this aside and we will come back to this in just a second. All right, let's do our stamping though. We have lots of stamping to get done. So let me grab another piece of scratch paper down here, and we're going to start with the stamping on our heart. Now, we're going to end up cutting off the edge of this heart, the heart on the right side here, so I'm not going to worry too much about going all the way to the edge over here. I'm going to be using Bubble Bath and Berry Burst inks for my heart. I have Berry Burst and Bubble Bath. Now for my larger solid heart, I'm going to use Bubble Bath. So I'm going to go in and just add a few of those. When you are stamping a collage like this, you want to start with your larger images first, and then you can always fill those in with the smaller images. So I'm just going to go around and stamp these all over the heart. One down here, and then I want to make sure we get one over here, just kind of filling in that space. Now, remember, we're cutting this off. If you weren't, I would probably add another one right there, but we're going to end up cutting that off, so I'm not going to be too worried about that. And then we're going to come in with this fun striped heart, and I'm just going to kind of use that to fill in any of the little gaps we have here. It doesn't have to be perfect, All right, I think that looks good actually. Let's just add one more right here just in case. Well, I think that's probably gonna get cut off, but. So there we have our stamped heart background. Now I'm gonna grab that scrap piece of white as long as we have our inks out. And I'm going to stamp the Happy Valentine's Day greeting on it. And I'm going to use Berry Burst for that. And I'm going to stay to the right of my cardstock. This piece is about 3/4 inch tall by, let me give you a measurement. It's probably about 2.5. Yeah, 2.5 by 3/4 inch. All the supplies will come pre-cut in your kit, so you won't have to worry about cutting or measuring anything. The die cut pieces will come die cut, and this embossed background will also come embossed. So you'll have everything ready to go. All right, so we have all of our stamping done. I'm just going to grab my scissors real quick. Just give this a nice little flag border. So I'm just going to cut down the center and then just go from corner to corner. Excuse me. And we're just going to cut that. All right. So let's start assembling this card. So let's put these out to the side. I'm going to bring this in. Let me grab my bone folder. I'm just going to give this a nice little burnish so our card sits nice and flat. All right, I'm going to grab some of my adhesive. I want to put this down here on the bottom. Now, if you're making multiples of these cards, I would just cut this in half and use half for one and half for another. But I'm just going to set this down here. It's just going to add a nice little border piece. So a little bit of adhesive down here. And we are going to, I'm basically going to line these corners up here with the edge of the cardstock. So you're not going to see those corners. The only part you're going to see is that fun little border popping out the bottom, that little wavy border. All right, that is on there. Let's grab some more adhesive. And with embossed pieces, I like to use lots of adhesive because the embossing kind of curls the cardstock, so you want it to sit nice and flat. And I'm just going to stick this down onto my cardstock, just like that. And we're going to stick our heart on with, of course, dimensionals. So I'm going to add a few. Now I'm going to make sure to steer clear of this right side because when it hangs off, I don't want to have to cut through dimensionals. So I'm just going to add a few to the, make sure I focus on the left side and the center, and that will hold our heart down. All right, and we're just going to lay this on here like that. I think that looks perfect. All right, I'm going to trim this off. Now you can use a paper trimmer. You can use scissors, however you want to do that. I'm just going to grab my little guillotine trimmer, and I just like to line up the card just with the edge of that blade there, and then I can just cut that off, and that gives me a nice, clean, straight cut that we just cut that off. All right, let's work with our ribbon now. So I have my greeting here. So I'm going to put some adhesive on the back of my greeting, and we're going to pull our ribbon out, and it should be dry by now. And I'm just going to fold this into a little zigzag. Now, when you use a Stampin' Blends to color your markers, it's going to get a little stiffer, and you'll notice that you're like, this is a lot stiffer than I thought. But for something like this, it actually kind of works to your advantage because it's going to hold its shape a little bit better. So I'm going to stick that on there in that zigzag pattern. Then I'm going to come in and we're just going to put a dimensional over it. I just have this little edge piece here. We'll just add that on there, just like that, just to hold it down. And I'm going to grab some scissors and we're just going to trim the ends just a little bit. So trim them at an angle, and that will get rid of any rough edges. And I'll just clean that up just a little bit. All right. And we are ready to stick this onto our card. So let's pull off our backings. And I'm going to just line this straight edge up with the straight edge on the heart here. So it's going to go all the way to the edge. And of course, we have to use our antique pearls to finish it off because they are so gorgeous. So just 3 of these just have scattered around just like that. Perfect. And that completes the card. What do you think of this fun Valentine's Day card? I really love it. I think it is just, it's so pretty. It uses all those pinks that we know and love for Valentine's Day. I absolutely love it. All right, if you love this card as well, you might want to get the kit that goes with the Hugs for Love bundle that I'm sharing all week. That's going to include 4 projects. This is project number 3 of 4. And if you love this video, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. That way you never miss a video. I have one more Hugs for Love project coming tomorrow. And you have until January 15th to place your orders to get the Hugs for Love class kit free. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.